Hey everybody, good evening. It is Sunday night, August 28th, and you guys are watching Randy. I'm so humbled, man. You guys actually come listen to me. Oh man. Hey, Scam Phase, Four Doors GTZ, Elliot, Ivan, John, Thomas. Hey, Thomas is here from LinkedIn. That's awesome. Guys, if you guys don't use StreamYard, you got to check it out because you can actually stream directly to LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube at the same time. And you can also do a couple other ones, but that's just what I have set up right now. I have the medium plan, so I can do 3 places. So, hey, Murph, thank you. Paul Sorka, what's up? Bugs, that's my son's nickname. I call him Bugs. Black Label Expat, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Had a great meeting yesterday with another expat, and it blew his mind with all the crypto stuff. Johnny Boy, yeah, let's go. Wow, it's been an interesting week, and for those of you guys who are in stocks and you're into gold and silver, and you're into crypto like me, or you're into real estate, you're seeing everything kind of trickling down right now. Agrees to crypto for during the green market, we were up and to the right, but right now we're down and down to the right. So Kiva, what's up, buddy? Bobby Huxrad, looks like Bitcoin got bumped up to the top shelf. Yeah, I moved things around. People were talking about the globe, so I took the globe off, moved it out. So I gotta keep up to date here. Let some people come in. I've got a pretty good video, quick video I want to show you that JH Investment put out at the beginning of the year, and it was part of a longer video that he had made. And this is a segment, and he was talking about Shmita and how important it was to the financial markets and the traditional markets, and why it goes back so many thousands of years. I thought it was really good, so I clipped it and I put it in here. But I'm going to wait for a couple more folks to get in here before I let that go live. Defects, what's up? Thomas A. Randy, what's up? Yes, Hex Luther, how's it doing? How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. I'm pumped for what's happening. When I see the markets going down like this, I want it to keep happening. You don't get wealthy in a bull market, right? You get wealthy in the bear market. And being able to have multiple X's more because you purchased in a bear market. It just makes sense. If you get something at 10 cents, you feel like you did well, but then it drops to 5 and you double up, and then it drops to 1 cent. You just made your bag that much larger. So when it does turn around and it goes back up, your gains are exponentially higher. So that's why I do like a bear market. Even though, yeah, I would love for the bull to happen right now, great. But if it doesn't, remember, guys, there's always an opportunity for you to get something cheaper. What the markets have always shown us is that they do bounce. They do turn around, they go back. And whether it's the stock market or crypto's bounced back 4 times. There's some people, and I'm going to show you an article tonight, that don't believe that. But I don't care. I think crypto is the future. And in my opinion, a lot of the stock market stuff is going to come over to crypto. It's going to change the world. So we're up to 39 right now. I'm going to turn this video on for you guys to watch. This is going to give you a good overview of why people who are in the traditional stock markets, they've been around a while, they respect the Shmita. All right? Exactly. Hexel said, I think of it as a bear hibernating. Yep. Reward for keeping the Shmita in Bible and double harvest next year. Get rich in the bear. Yes, yes, yes. Let's hope. Enable super chats. I haven't monetized my channel. I have it open, but supposedly there's something that's supposed to be sent to my house with a code. Well, it goes to my mom's house, so we're just waiting for something to get that. So then I'll get the super chats and I'll allow people to do some shout outs and things like that. All right, so let's watch this video, guys.
Chart number 5 is really looking at a little more magnified version of the lower panel of the preceding chart. What we've done is we've overlaid a 7-year cycle on that 30-year momentum study. Now, most cycle analysis focuses purely on price action to identify, peaks and troughs within, the cycle itself. But, I have found when you look at cycle analysis and overlay it on momentum, just view it through that lens of momentum, it can become even more clear and more pronounced. And so, I think what we're able to discern from this picture is that the cycles can be quite pronounced, and we're at a point where we're nearing the end of a 7-year cycle. And what does that mean? So 7 years is not an arbitrary period. That actually the history dates back some 6,000 years. And those who have any familiarity with, say, Old Testament theology expertise would understand that this derives from the Hebrew tradition as mandated by the Torah and described in the book of Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy. The 7-year cycle really refers to the Jewish agricultural cycle. And it's often referred to under the descriptive of Shmita or Shemitah, which means to release or let go. And what Shmita is it actually refers to the 7th year of that 7-year cycle. And what the ancient Israelites considered back, 6,000 years ago was that, that 7th year should be taken as a sabbatical year. It's a year of renewal, because Jewish law actually forbade landowners from working their land in the 7th year. It required them to forgive all of their outstanding debts except for those owed them from foreigners. And the purpose of that, it is thought, is that it allowed the Jewish economic cycle to reset. So those that experienced, a very strong 6 years, productive 6 years, economically successful 6 years, would have to take a rest. And those that did not would get an opportunity to kind of start over and maybe have, level the playing field, so to speak. And so, the whole notion of the 7-year cycle, dates back a long time. And actually, if you look back in just Dow Jones market history, going back 120 years or so, you can see that the 7th year has a long history of marking, in many cases, catastrophic events in the equity markets, but in most cases, periods of contraction in equity valuations, economic valuations, and oftentimes in commodity markets as well, sometimes even in rates markets. And so, what we've done in this chart is we've highlighted the beginning of the 7th year with that vertical blue line. And what we're hoping to do is illustrate how just before that 7th year begins, looking back over the past 30 years, we have consistently seen a negative momentum divergence signal that that 7th year is poised to roll over. And so that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of evidence of negative divergences in breadth and participation, momentum, heading into the 7th year of a 7-year cycle, the Shmita year, which is a very apparent history of adverse market events, dating back 120 years. And we've got a list of those that we can provide our viewers if they want to reach out to us and just send us an email or something. We would be happy to provide the entire list of events that has been chronicled over 120 years, just to satisfy your curiosity. So the question remains at this point is, will we see that traditional 7th year downtrend? It remains to be seen, but in my opinion and experience, chance favors the prepared mind. So, we wanted to give you this presentation so that you understood what you're up against here as it pertains to history. With that, I just flipped to the final slide, which will show you how to get in touch with me. You can send me an email at jhuge@jwhinvestment.com or visit my website, jwhinvestment.com. You can follow me on Twitter at alpha_insights and see, all of my regular posts.
There you go. what a great presentation he did. I felt like that was something good that could educate a lot of people. And he was super respectful of the Shmita. I'm trying to be, and for the next 30 days, going to keep it that way. So kudos to everyone who's watching this and educating themselves. It's an educational journey for myself. And because I'm on a journey being educated, I want to share that with you guys too. So did you guys see my shirt? You know, you had me at, yeah. You can get this at wearechange.org. They have a whole political t-shirt section. My friend Luke Rakowski, he's the founder of We Are Change. He's got some really cool crypto and anarcho-capitalist type stuff. All right, see what you guys got going here. Hex Luther says he's grinding out some HVAC. Hey, those of you guys who work with your hands, you're out there in that heat, I respect you guys, man. It's hard work. All right. Matthew Burke says the final countdown. Yeah, man, we're getting close. Jonathan Capello, yo, Silver Daggers. You should get Bull Pony. Really, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He's an analyst of time using biblical timelines. Solid dude. Yeah, I remember his stuff back when I was in precious metals mostly. Rabbi Akiva could be the most famous convert to Judaism, known as AKA the chief of sages. Okay, scam face. Defect says, wow. Space Auctions, Randy is the GOAT. Yeah, Luke is cool. He's great in person too. You just sit around and chit chat. Nice shirt. I have a lot of political t-shirts. I just have to order some more. I like to keep fresh. It's got Johnny Boyce has such a cool video. 2023, light the torch. Jonathan also says Luke is cool. Rosh Hashanah, Randy, yep, it's coming. That Shmita chart was eye-opening. Yes, it was. And I'm telling you guys, respect history. When it comes to money, respect history. Thank you for the tweet. Appreciate it. Screaming every day, respect RH. Thank you, brother. Yep. You know, like I said yesterday, I grew up in the evangelical church. I had an interesting experience growing up because, you know, I was born into the Catholic Church. When my mom remarried, we started going to a Baptist church for a short time. I don't know why my parents, my stepdad and my mom, they didn't like it. So we changed to evangelical. I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. And wow, that was enlightening. So I got to have a lot of great friends. And I actually went to private school for 2 years. And I got to meet a lot of cool people. And on my bus, because we shared a bus with the Jewish school that was down the road, I would be every day sitting next to Jewish kids, you know, on my bus. So I got to know them and get to respect them. And then when I went back to public school, I was in an advanced program. Something else I have in common with Richard Hart is I got to skip a grade. I skipped all my 7th year studies and went on directly to 8th grade studies. And in my classes was all Jewish kids. So all the way through my senior year. And very, very interesting, you know, and I'm friends with a lot of them to this day. I still message each other on LinkedIn and those kind of things. And I've always respected the religion. And in my church, we had a lot of Messianic Jews, which were Jews who converted back to Christianity, or it doesn't matter what you do, but that's what they call Messianic Jews. So they would always over at our house. My mom would have get-togethers and introduce people to each other, and that's how I got to know some. And my mom would go to Israel. I think she went 3 times or something, something crazy. I've never been to Israel, but mom's been there many times. So I respect the people, I respect the religion, and I'm here in Panama, and there's tons of Jews here, tons. They run this joint. You go to the mall on any Jewish holiday, and 3/4 of the mall is shut down. It's just maybe the food court's open. Yeah. Kiva says, Randy, where's your yarmulke? Man, I got my Panama hat. How do you guys like that? Oh, God. All right. Mark Dice and JP Sears has a lot of political t-shirts. Yes, they do. JP, he's a good friend of Arcane Bear. If those guys don't know Jonathan or Arcane Bear, he lives here in Costa Rica, just over the border. And whenever he comes to Panama, he comes and visits us. He used to stay with us when he first got into crypto, but now he comes and he's wealthy enough he can go stay in a hotel. And he's really good friends with JP. Hex Howler says, streaming every day. Yes, I'm going to do 30 days straight. Johnny Boy says, went Baptist into Catholic at that age. Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. Lights out. Hey, buddy, welcome. Old school Hexkin right there. We've been through some shit, guys. Scamface says, I'm a Roman Catholic, Hebrew Baptist. How do you do? Do you beat when you're having nightmares at night? Do you beat yourself up? Yeah, Arcane does a lot of TA stuff. He does good. He's mostly into the gaming industry, online gaming, and NFTs, that type of stuff. He loves those things. Why do you love Panama more than other expat places? Hey, Johnny. So yeah, I've got another 45 minutes. So yeah, let's dive into why I like Panama. If you do follow Hex and you follow Richard Hart, you're going to hear that Panama's a shithole. People say that, oh, it's bad, it's dangerous. The difference between myself and Richard is that I came here broke. I had $3,000 to my name when I moved to Panama. I started a sales job and I started doing really well. And the partners at the company asked me if I could do all the marketing for all their companies. I said, sure. So they started up a new company, made me a partner. I did get scammed in that, but they made me a partner. And that was my first business. And we were super successful. Had blogs and articles about Panama and gold and silver and all kinds of stuff like that, and restaurants here. Had a lot of fun, and it taught me a lot about internet and social media and those kind of things. And that's how I really got started with my social media business. Like you see, I have a check mark on YouTube. That's because in 2011, when Google Plus launched, I was just down the street at our office, and I got a phone call from Google. They're like, how the hell are you growing so fast? You're the fastest growing person in Central America. How are you getting so many followers and so many users? They called me directly, the head of Google in Chile. And I became friends with the head of Google in Chile. So I ended up having about 130,000 followers, something like that, 120, 130 on Google Plus. And they called me one day and said, hey, Randy, you want a check mark? I said, sure, as long as you give my wife one too. And so they gave us both check marks, and they asked us for our budding certificate. That was it. So that's how I got my check mark. You want that little story there. But Panama, I fell in love with it. I built my own network, right? So like Black Label Expat, he came down. We've had lunch together. There he goes. The convention in town, but no. Yeah, we're like Miami, scam face. I know that I think I've seen lots of your videos. You're in Miami or something, and people say that about it all the time. Skyscrapers everywhere. We call them the powder towers. I won't say the other word for it. A lot of money that comes from other countries comes into Panama, and they build these skyscrapers. Right there behind me is the Caja de Oro's bank. That's one of the bigger banks in Panama. There's banks all over the place. They come and go. This one's been around forever, but it's the money capital of Central and South America. That's where the money flows, right here. And a lot of stuff gets done. A lot of expats move here and they build their businesses and have the banking systems work for them here. They set up their corporations, and that way they're not, say, for example, a person can come here, they set up a corporation, and they start paying themselves through their corporation, and they go back to another country and they don't have to pay as much taxes on their income because, if their corporation is making $1 million a year, they pay themselves a $50,000 salary, but they're only taxable only taxable event is on their $50,000 salary, not in the corporation. So the other thing that Richard did, he was involved in bearer shares, and Panama got rid of bearer shares about 10 years ago, and maybe it had something to do with Richard. I don't know, but whoever held a bearer share held the business or held the property. So it was common in the past to buy an apartment and put the apartment in the bearer share. So whoever held that bearer share held the apartment or got to own the apartment. I know that sounds crazy. That's how Panama used to work, and there was a lot of laundering going on. Excuse me. So Panama decided in their wisdom to get rid of bearer shares. Now you just set up corporations or trusts or that kind of stuff. So Panama's amazing. For the guys, ladies are beautiful. This is Panamanian women are very conservative, but we also have a large population of Colombians and Venezuelans in Panama, and their culture is a little bit different. Panamanians are super, super conservative when it comes to family and friends and everything. It's a little bit difficult to break into the society. Usually have to do it through relationships, like I did through marriage. I do qualify for my Panamanian citizenship now. So my lawyer called the other day. She says, hey, I have 2.5 more years until this government's out. I have connections. I need you to put your paperwork in. So I'm going to hurry up and get my my passport because I've been eligible for 6 years. Haven't taken advantage of it. So it's time that I do it. All right. Silver Dagger says, shit is going down. Babylon is burning. Yes. Speaking of silver, I have an article that's showing a little bit. Hexler says, heard riots happening in Panama lately. Can you speak to that? I know you were on vacation during the time. Yes, I was gone. I was in Italy when all that was going down. So Panama's got a really different infrastructure than most countries. We have one major highway. It's the Pan American. It goes all, you can drive from here all the way to Mexico or all the way to the US, I think even to Canada. Yeah, go up to Canada. So the Pan American Highway goes from the Costa Rican border to the edge of Panama on the coast of up to Colombia. And that highway is where all the food comes from. So up on the Costa Rican border is mountains. Volcan, Boquete, those towns, that area, that's where everything is grown because the soil is so amazing, so fertile that all the veggies are grown up there. So when somebody wants to stop Panama from operating well, they tend to block the roads. So the indigenous here, the indigenous people, Nagobis and other tribes, they felt that they weren't being treated properly. So they shut the roads down. And other groups decided to pile on and they shut the roads down in different places. So there was like 6 blockades along the road. It was pretty rough, but it's over with now. Things are back to normal. Could it happen again? Yeah, this is the second time it's happened since I've been living in Panama. Okay, so I've talked to people about putting up aquaponics and hydroponic systems in the city in old warehouses that aren't being used and grow all the veggies here. So I don't have to worry so much about it. But that's a pipe dream at the moment. We need a couple nice big green cycles or investors to come in to help me make that idea reality. And I am having dinner with a crypto whale / billionaire here on Tuesday night. So maybe that's something he wants to talk about because I know he's got his own vineyard and other things. So it should be an interesting night. Hey, Moon King, what's up, buddy? I was trying to think. No. The real Panama, bro. The Latino speaking one. Hey, got David. Man, the Hexicans coming out in sport tonight. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Ecuador, same. Ecuador is very similar. Ecuador had some issues because they had so much immigration coming from Venezuela. So we went through those issues in Panama a couple of years back because everybody that was having issues in Venezuela, the first stop they wanted to come to was here because we're on the US dollar. It's easy to get a job. Our immigration laws were very lax at the time. So tons of Venezuelans came to Panama. We were like the stop before they got to go to Miami, right? And it was crazy for about 5 years. Panamanians got really pissed off because they lost all their jobs because Venezuelans are a little bit, it's a larger country. There's more education. So they came here and they outperformed. And the Panamanians got pissed. So, but things are kind of returning back to normal. Customer service got better and all that kind of stuff because of it. Bobby says just veggies. Yeah, mostly. There's a lot of the meat and chicken and stuff. Chicken especially is grown nearby. And up in something called Cerro Azul, it's a mountain that I can see from my house. When I do my rooftop musings, there's a mountain behind me. Up there, it's all the chicken farms. It's up in the jungle, but tons of chicken farms up there. And then over in Colón, on the Caribbean side of Panama, that's where they have the beef and a lot of beef. And then they have it in the interior as well, but not up in the areas that were blockaded as much. Panama is so small. We're skinny. It's only 40 miles across in some points. So, very, very skinny. It's just one road that takes us from end to end. It's good to hear from someone with boots on the ground. Thanks. Yeah, of course, man. I have meetings with people all the time. Is Panama as bought up as Costa Rica? The real estate prices are dropping like crazy right here. I have a penthouse that I could look at from my apartment. And it's got a huge patio outside. It's giant, like 300 square feet outside. For me, that'd be amazing. I could put up some hydroponic systems to grow some plants and do our own gardening and that kind of thing. And when I first started looking at the property, it was $379, and now it's down to about $315. I'm just waiting for it to drop, keep dropping. Next bull cycle, if that thing's still for sale, it's mine. They also have it for rent. So when our lease is up in May, we're talking about possibly renting it out and then hitting the landlord up on the next bull cycle. Like, if anybody wants to move down here, come visit first or check it out. I'll show you around. We used to own the company VIP Panama Tours. We know how to show people a good time. That was our company before the Zika virus thing killed it, and then I went full-time crypto. So, all right, we are at 10:30. Let's pull up the articles. I wanted to show you. Let's use this one. And here. All right. It says, first, let's start off with precious metals, since precious metals are my first love. Really, guys, I got to tell you, when I was a kid, my family, we are all into precious metals. I used to play with my coins like kids play with their toys. My family had a candy business. We chocolatiers. My dad's a chef. My grandfather was a chef. My great-grandfather was a chef. Just kept passing it down, chocolate business. We brought marshmallows to the U.S. If you guys didn't know that about me. The Kraft family stole our marshmallow recipe. They moved out west, started Kraft. Miss Kraft was her name. It was our secretary. My great-great-grandfather did not speak English. He spoke only Italian. So he didn't know anything about patents or anything like that. When he came from Italy, he had all his recipes. She took them. And that's how Kraft got started. That's how the story is told in my family. So ever since I was a kid, we had a candy business. So I was a very lucky kid. And it explains, why I got a little bit of chunk on me. So most people, when their family says, hey, go get some dessert, go get a little bit of ice cream out of the refrigerator, go get a piece of cake or something like that, go make a PB&J sandwich. When it was dessert time and I'm at my dad's house, it's like, go get what you want. So we go down in the shop and we just load up on chocolate. And because of that, we had lots of change. And when I say coins, and during 1964 and 65, when the U.S. changed their coinage from silver to the nickel-plated ones that they have today, every day for years, my dad would sift through all the change and take out all the silver change. So what he did is he had bags and bags of silver change. So my family, it was just normal for us to always look at silver coins. And most kids get toys for Christmas. I would get $1 silver pieces from my Aunt Gail. All these people, it's weird, man. I've always, my family will always big into crypto, or not crypto, but silver. So that's why I love it. I don't talk about gold much just because silver was such a important part of my life. So recently, this is the news this week. Silver price tanked below $19 on Powell's remarks. It looks like they're going to raise rates. They're going to continue to raise rates. Let's see if they do it again. If they do it again, crypto's going to take another dive. So will precious metals. Stocks will probably dive too. It says silver price prepares to finish the week with losses of 0.64%. That doesn't seem like much because we're crypto people, but in traditional markets, it's considerable. Fed's Chair Powell reiterated the U.S. Central Bank goal of bringing inflation down, even if it generates pain to households and businesses. Upbeat U.S. economic weighed on the white metal prices, plummeting more than 30 cents. All right. So let's talk about precious metals real quick. I don't know what you guys think about precious. I mean, talk about it in the chat. What do you guys think about it? And if you still own precious metals, I love them. I got my little stack of silver, and I'm going to continue to stack it. I think it's just a good little hedge, and for me, it's a collectible too. Right now, I don't think it's as important to have it as a hedge as it used to be, but I still love the fact holding metal in your hand is just something, man. It's something ingrained in our heads. It's in our brains. When you touch real 24 karat gold, or you touch that 0.999 in silver, you're like, man, this is some cool shit. And you want to own some more. And that's how you get addicted. There's my mom. She knows what I'm talking about. There's Motley. Thank you, Motley, for stopping by. Hexforce says, I'm still buying physical silver, only no derivatives, which is totally respectable. Everyone has, okay, so let's talk about that. There's, if you go to your stockbroker and you say, I want to buy silver, he's going to sell you SLV. And SLV is a derivative. You're holding paper silver. And I don't know what the actual number is anymore because I've been out of the silver and gold markets for so long. But some people say it's up to like 10,000x the amount of paper silver than there is physical silver. So if only a small fraction of the people, I think 1/1000th went and they wanted their physical silver, the whole COMEX, which is the ones that hold silver, would be empty. There would be no silver left. And all those people that have all this paper SLV and these other derivatives would have empty hands. So that's why I think JP Morgan got sued. They got SECs going after them for price manipulation of silver and gold. That's going to be interesting. When that finishes, I look forward to seeing what's going to happen to silver and gold. 8 pounds. Yeah, nice. Throw that in the backpack, go for a walk. Oh yeah, no derivatives. Metals are nice, but heavy and not bowable. Yep, exactly. Buying limited edition coins to pass on. Yep. Still have all you talk me. Yeah. My family, we have a lot of Chinese pandas. The nice thing that was about Chinese pandas is that they usually have a very limited strike run. So if you buy just a generic coin versus a Chinese panda, the generic coin right now will be worth $19 because that's approximately what silver is, right? But if you have a panda, it would have a premium. The older the coin is or the lower the strike, the more the premium. So I know the 2008s, they're worth 70, 80 bucks each. So, I mean, you got to get a buyer to buy them, but if you sold them on eBay and that kind of stuff, you'll get more. So get some more money for them. Fascinating craft story. Got to run. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a funny story. Not your silver, not your coins. Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to segue into precious metals, but I want to talk about other things too. I'm supposed to be working with Lode, the gold and silver company that does the crypto with precious metals. I don't have a contract from them yet, but when that happens, I'll tell you guys about it. All right, so let's go back to the articles here. The next one I want to talk about. Crypto brace for a 2.7 billion September black swan after $1 trillion in Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, Cardano, and Dogecoin price crash. Yeah. Bitcoin is down almost 2%. below the 20,000 per Bitcoin level after Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's closely watched remarks. The Bitcoin price, deep in a 70% slump from its all-time high, last dropped under 20,000 in July, erasing all of its August gains. Don't say I didn't warn you. Though some suddenly think now that this is the right time to buy Bitcoin. Meanwhile, the Ethereum price is hurtling toward its own earthquake, and other top 10 cryptocurrencies, including BNB and XRP, Solana, Cardano, and Dogecoin, are searching for a correction in a 2 trillion crypto winter where anything could happen. New Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrencies could be heading into a dicey September with a looming so-called Black Swan event. That's where I got the title for this one. Ethereum's major upgrade and other Federal Reserve interest rate hike piling pressure on buckling crypto market. These people, they're such fudders. Want to stay ahead of the market and understand the latest. Yeah. Okay, so that was that part. That was that article. So I think it's ridiculous. They truly just want to FUD us out. Let's go back over here. Thanks, Luther says, can we talk about the Jubilee year? What to expect from it? Was that historically happened? Do we have enough data to extrapolate anything useful from previous years? Actually, not much. And so what was 50 years ago? 50 years ago was when I was born, right? Almost. So what happened 50 years ago? We changed off the gold standard. That was when we swapped from gold-backed crypto, or crypto. You know where my mind's at all the time, every day, all day long, crypto. Some guys are thinking about women. I'm thinking about crypto. That's when the gold-backed money, the Bretton Woods Agreement, ended the backing with precious metals. And we went to a truly fiat system. So if we want to go back 50 years during that Jubilee year, that probably could be it. It's not going to be exactly on the 50-year mark, but it's close, right? So maybe we could use that event as a perfect example. That was a huge event, a huge transition. Could it be this time that the big event, the big transition is going to be moving us into CBDCs? Sure, it absolutely can. We see all these different finance ministers talking about how they're shifting or testing their countries on the CBDCs. Like we said last night, it's scary. I don't want to have to use a wallet forced upon me where the government can turn it off at any time they want, or decide to limit what I can purchase with that. That's not good. That's not a good situation to be in. And the people that are going to be hurt the most are the ones who are struggling economically, because they're the ones that are going to need to suck the tit of the government, right? They're the ones that need to say, hey, government, please give me some money so I can go pay my bills. They're the ones that have to worry about these things the most. It's not people like me and most of you guys. You guys, if you have a good job or you have a nice nest egg of crypto, or you got your pensions and those kind of things, you're not going to be the ones that have to worry about those kind of things. But when I go down to those streets and these people, they're maybe like my in-laws, I know Anna's mom, her salary, her pension's like $100 a month. This is Panama, okay? And her dad's is like 150 or something like that. People like that, they get their money and they pay their bills straight from the government. They don't have any other income. They don't have any other retirement or pensions. Those people are stuck between a rock and a hard place. It really stinks. And then you got the other folks who say people are on welfare. People who are on welfare are for perfect example of what a CBDC is going to be used, how it's going to be used. We've seen welfare. For those of you guys who are from states that have a lot of welfare systems, you know how that's already operating. And it's not fun. It's very limited what you can purchase with your welfare card. I don't know what you want to use it, your stamps card, or what they call them now. I have not lived in the US in 12 years. So forgive me if I don't know the exact term. Are we still live, guys? Because I don't see anything going. Say something in the chat if we're doing good. So as far as what's going to happen, what are some of your ideas that in the next, let's say 6 weeks to the end of the year, what big event could happen? So in my mind, we could have a war in China with over Taiwan. The war in Ukraine could expand. It could, maybe Finland gets involved, or Romania or something. I don't know. Something, Serbia. It can get nuts, right? What if the CBDCs get announced? What if there's a big financial collapse? What if the Chinese economy collapses? And thanks, guys. We don't want that to happen. I sure don't want it to happen. But you seeing what's happening? There was a tweet, I'm sorry, I didn't save it, but there was a tweet showing the people in Shenzhen, China, who have to get their COVID test every day. And there's like 1 million people every day who line up like 8 hours before their test expires just so they can get tested, so that they can walk freely around their city in order to work their jobs, to earn money, to buy food. That's what I think the system wants us to have worldwide. They want us to be going back to that old, serf system where you're just, the rulers rule and everyone else works and takes care of the rulers. And I don't want that system. I like the capitalist system much better, where it's a meritocracy depending on how well you perform, and you can help others. You can choose to do what you want to do. And I think it's just an all-around better system. So I feel bad for the Chinese right now. That's why they're all flowing here. We got a giant Chinese community in Panama. It's amazing. Lights out said China could drag us all down. It sure can, man. It sure can. It's absurd. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys, maybe it was on TikTok or something, where somebody asked Alexa, when is World War III going to start? And it said like November 23rd of 2022. Alexa knows the future. Black Label Expat says Gox dump. That could be huge too. Okay. So think about that. 140,000 coins that Mount Gox owns. Okay. There's some of you guys out there that are new to crypto. But there's some of us that have been around for a long freaking time. And when I first got into crypto, there was a big scandal called the Mount Gox Scandal, where an exchange that Magic the Gathering cards were traded on, they used to also have a Bitcoin exchange. And the exchange went under. But Mount Gox still had all these coins of these people, and the Japanese government took control of Mount Gox. Well, they're almost done with all the proceedings. Everything's completed. So now it's time to give these coins, 140,000 Bitcoins, back to the original users. And we don't know how it's going to be done yet. But if everyone gets their coins back that they bought for $2, $3, $4, $5, and now they're worth 20 grand, I think there's a lot of people that are going to take some profits. And that could be the black swan event for crypto that takes us back down to Bitcoin, 11,000, 10,000, 9,000. We don't know what's going to happen, but that amount of coins is substantial, and it will pull the market down quickly if a lot of people sell. Some people say, "Oh, but these are old school Bitcoiners. They're gonna hold their tokens, or they're gonna hold their coins." I don't know, because if someone held their coins on Mount Gox, that's an exchange. It's not in your hard wallet. That's an exchange. So those types of people are not the type of people that hold long time. That's just how it is. Thanks, Luther. Appreciate it, brother. Whoever makes those testing kits is getting rich as fuck. Follow the money. Good point, man. It's Marion. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I worked for one of those companies, got fired for not complying with their rat trials. We were the rats, and they were profiting big time from it. Yeah. Don't panic says, "Hey guys, how you doing, buddy? It's been 77 years since World War II. Interesting number. Why do they always use double digits?" I need to get Waters Above on. He's the numerology guy. He really knows what he's talking about. Silver Dagger says, do you think these stable coins will last? Yes and no. There's different kinds of stable coins, right? You have algorithmic stable coins. On Pulse Chain, we're going to have liquid loans, which will have LUSD, which is an algorithmic stable coin. And then you have stable coins that are backed by other kinds of assets like the USDC and USDT. So USDC, I implore everyone never to use again, because they've already shown when Tornado Cash, when the US government decided that Tornado Cash was not to be used anymore, they came out, and anybody who had used Tornado Cash, they can no longer use their USDC. So I think that's a crime. As people should be able to freely do what they want with their money. Really sad event. So never use USDC. If you have to use a stable coin like that, use USDT for now. Just be careful. Don't keep things for a long time in USDT. Safer bet is DAI, D-A-I. And DAI used to be 100% backed by Ethereum. They started using USDC, and I think currently they're at 60% USDC, but they're talking about going 100% to Ethereum again, backing DAI with Ethereum. So it'll be more like an algorithmic coin again. We saw what happened to Luna, UST. That one just tanked. I guess, however they had it set up algorithmically, it just killed itself, and it just went to zero. I don't want to offend anybody. If you guys lost money, I know a lot of people lost millions. I'm sorry. There's people out there telling you to stay away from Luna. I know my boy Dollar Cost Crypto was telling you to stay away from Luna. I know Richard Hart was telling people to stay away from Luna. I never got anywhere near it, so I never got to know anything about the systems, except for people telling me, Randy, you need to buy Luna. It's going to the moon, up and to the right forever. Nah. Yeah. Pulse Orca, yeah. I think these people they had Bitcoin under $10. All right. Come on. Now that's 20 grand. They're going to sell. IXA is the only stable I keep my eye on. Hey, I got plenty of IXA. I was buying the crap out of it the first 24 hours, and I staked my IXA, and now I'm getting tons of Hedron. IXA is IXA. I know there's some people here watching who are not Hex people, but we have a derivative of Hex called Hedron, and there's another token that came out called IXA. It's just this wonderful loop where we earn money from our Hex holdings, Hedron, IXA. Wow, it's awesome. I've gone back to TUSD as they are completely backed by USD. Cool. You know, there's a bunch of them you could use. You just gotta find people like Abra who have experience using one of those. There's BUSD. I've used BUSD on Binance to get it in and out of trades. See, DAI is 80% other stables now. That's bullshit. DAI needs to get, they had a whole article about it that they're going to back off and they're going to go back to just being 100% backed by Ethereum. They will do it. They'll just get there. Hexy Mike says, Randy, what's your favorite stablecoin? My favorite stablecoin is DAI. Lunar Chart was better than Hex until it went to zero. Yeah, it was. And everybody was making fun of us. Remember all the Luna people? You guys are dumbasses for owning a Hex. We still got our money. Lights out. I got Luna early, bailed after the first Anchor Protocol liquidation cascade. Yeah. Good. Lucky you, man. There's a lot of people who didn't. Human Hex trafficker, really? What up, fam? What a name. Like little Expat says, USDT unpeg would also be a known unknown. And I'm sure as soon as USDC is the only hot girl at the party, that's when the rules start appearing. Exactly. You know, we have Liquidity too. Liquidity on Ethereum. They got their LUSD. So yeah, be careful with stables. It's, in my opinion, it's for getting in and out. You don't want to stay there for too long. I'm in stables right now just because if it wasn't for Shmita, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't stay in stables so long. Looks like I made the right move, right? Everyone was cheering, oh, the bull market is back. And in beginning of August. Yeah, it was back for a short time, but now it's gone the other way. All right, let's pull up another one of these articles. Here's the worst case scenario for Bitcoin and crypto markets, according to analyst Benjamin Cohen. Benjamin Cohen is detailing a potential worst case scenario for Bitcoin and the crypto markets at large in a new video to his 765,000 YouTube subscribers. Dang, that's substantial. Cohen looks at the dot-com bubble's infamous burst for clues on where digital asset markets may end up. Looking at the total market cap of all crypto assets, the analyst says the current pullback could continue to drop to about the 760 billion mark. At that point, Cohen says a 60% bounce will be proportional to a bounce witnessed in the dot-com era, bringing the total market cap back up to 1 trillion. If and when that happens, Cohen says the markets will land in a very tricky spot. If we do get a 60% bounce off of a future bottom, let's say it happens at the end of the year, a lot of people would assume that the bottom's in, and to some degree, I would probably assume that's the bottom. But we should always remember that there is no sure thing with regards to investing there. It's always a risk that you're taking on, no matter how confident you are that something will play out. And if it were there to play out the same way as the dot-com bubble, then the next low you would still see from that point another 27 drop to the actual bottom. If this market, that's what he's talking about. If this market structure plays out, the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies would finally reach a bottom at around 500 billion. Cohen cautions that there is never certainty in markets and says bulls can make a coherent case that the bottom for Bitcoin is already in. He tells traders it's never a bad idea to keep some cash on hand in case markets move lower than you think is likely or possible. All right. Okay, good. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Cohen. I don't disagree with him, right? Human hex trafficker says, I've been working a lot. What's your thoughts on liquid loans? I love liquid loans. I can't wait for it to launch, guys. It's one of I sacked for liquid loans, and I'm not just saying this because I sacked for it. I cannot wait to stake my coins and earn yield. Look, hexagons are yield junkies. That's what we do, guys. We are earning yield nonstop from hex. We're getting a derivative called hedron. Staking our hedron, we get something kind of like ICOSA. Stake our ICOSA, we get more hedron. Man, yield everywhere. It's nuts. If I told you guys how much I've cashed out in hedron in the last since I got back off my trip, you'd be like, "What's going on?" It's a wonderful thing. It's beautiful. All right. LUSD is great, but it adds premium most of the time, so it looks like there's a bunch of slippage. Okay. All right. He's talking about the LUSD coin. 107,000 hex stakers, growing fast in a bear. Heck yeah. We just passed 100,000 recently. I think it was like, 3-4 weeks ago? And now we're at 107,000. Richard's social media profiles are growing at an exponential rate. It just blows my mind. The guy's flying. That's okay. Speaking of, I wanted to have some positive here, guys. Shmita is not all negative. We are going into a Jubilee year, 2023. And I'm hoping that this Jubilee year brings us, everyone, massive amounts of wealth. Mark Yusko, the founder and CEO and Chief Investment Officer of Morgan Creek Capital Management, says that more modern and user-friendly crypto wallets will lead to a massive surge in adoption. Yusko, who's also the managing partner of Morgan Creek Digital, said during a conversation with Scott Melker at the crypto industry needed to work towards simplifying crypto wallets in order to gain mass appeal. And this is true. I don't want that ad to play. I just learned, man, these guys, their ads. I just learned this the other day. There's this thing called an enclave that iOS could open up, and you could actually make it secure so you could hold digital assets without risk of crossing the air gap or something. Again, a technology that I don't really understand. iOS doesn't want to do it. Samsung has, and that's why they still have wallets there, or someone's going to go the other way. They're going to start with a wallet. They're going to make all the phone functionality on top of that. I think that's actually the winner, and maybe the Solana phone is the thing. No, Solana phone is not the thing, guys. Solana's broken. Yasko also mentioned that a merging of smartphones and crypto wallets would provide much greater appeal to the average user, making it so crypto supporters would not have to care about complexities such as seed phrases and private keys. He continued saying that making crypto wallets invisible and seamless would lead to gazillions of people adopting crypto. Gazillions. Yes, sir. I happen to agree. It's going to be gazillions. As soon as we make it easy. Oops, sorry, I kept that up there. As soon as the ease of use comes down a couple brackets, crypto's going to fly. I tried to get some people that are not very tech savvy into Hex, and I'll tell you, it's an upward battle. And I know some Hexicans that are very patient and are crypto people that are brought other people into crypto, into Ethereum. I don't care what it is. You got to be very patient. You know, not everyone's like my mom. My mom, she grasped this stuff so quick. She learned how to use Steemit. She knows how to do all of her Hex stuff on her own. She knows not to click outside links. She knows how to keep her, hardware wallets. She taught herself this stuff, watching YouTube videos. And if she has a question, she calls me. So, hey, how do I do this? So there's some people that just grasp stuff, and there's others that it's like pulling teeth. It's really frustrating. I think that the ease of use case is coming for wallets. And then you're just going to be able to go meet somebody at the coffee shop and say, hey, set up your wallet. I'm going to send you some coins. And it's going to be a quick process, not this whole thing where we've gone through over the last 10 years where it's been so difficult. And I do believe that there's going to be some secure wallets that don't require keys. They're going to do it. I think the guys at, for example, Steph and Firebun, they made that Staker app. Staker apps is very cool, but there still is some difficulty for using that. So it's going to get easier and easier. And I think that Richard, with Pulse Chain, they're going to have their own version. I think RH been doing great with the marketing and pole dancing. Yes, he has. That split on the pole dance. Oh my God. Hexy Mike says, you sound better than yesterday. Glad you dodged the cold. Man, we went and sat in the ocean today. We drove 45 minutes up the coast, and I just plopped my fat butt down the ocean and let the waves beat on me for an hour. Salt water does the body good. Abra says, Stakers is a skewed metric now with HSIs, though. I do think, yeah, see, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true, because a lot of people make an HSI stake, so every time there's a new HSI stake, that means there's a new staker, right? Because each one's a separate instance. Abra coming in with a gem. It's Marion says, Solana never. Yeah, I'm so glad I dodged that bullet too. He's lost. Exactly. I was like, what the hell, Solana phone? Hey, but you know what? Even though Solana might not work out, if the phone works out and the technology works, and they could use any other blockchain, then cool. Then that phone could be used for Ethereum, or maybe it could be used for Pulse Chain. If it's open source, then anybody can do it. And I love open source. Speaking of wallets, were you able to get that Aurochs wallet? No, I did not. I was on my trip, remember? And then they fired me. They let me go after 2 years while I was in Italy. That was a bummer. That was a real bummer. I really liked working with the team. They really knew what they're doing. I'm going to show some Aurochs charts here in a second. Hey, open up your wallet. I want to send you some coins. Sends Tornado Cash. Okay, if you guys don't know what he's talking about, Black Label Expat, anybody who has had a transaction for Tornado Cash in their wallet can no longer use USDC. So if you want to troll somebody, just send them some Tornado Cash. Yeah, lights out. Yeah, they let me go. They said they want to do everything internal. It's like, yeah, okay. But I was with them for a long time. Thank you. I appreciate human text trafficker. My mom says, my son always has my back. Look, man, she's up. It's 11 or it's midnight. Okay, I do want to get the charts real quick. Let's do the charts before we go. Oops. This is the Aurochs main page. GetAurochs.com if you want to sign up. All right. Okay, let's go backwards. All right. Hedron's still flying. We're at 0.000036. This is the weekly. There is no monthly yet because the coin is just too new. Still has a green Aurochs indicator. It says buy. Still doing good. Until that breaks down, no reason to sell. Even though I've been selling my Aurochs like crazy because, dude, it's just so juicy. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Hex USDC. This is the monthly for Hex. We still have that sell signal. We are not out of the bear market yet, folks. I've been harping this for months. Until this goes like this, we are not out of the bear market, period. ETH USDC, not much of a change. We still have the sell signal. We're at 1459. Wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. What do you guys think? We're going to take a big dump? It's possible. And Bitcoin, daddy Bitcoin. Down, 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 down. Someone was asking me earlier where I find the indicators. Just go right here to the indicators. The Aurochs indicator is under Aurochs right here. Normally it would be $200 a month, but you don't, they've had it free since we launched 4 years ago. And I think they want to get to, a lot of users. They're looking to go public too. So maybe they want to get tons of users before they go public. And now they got some AI. That's cool. This indicator is based on the original Aurochs indicator, but has been optimized using machine learning. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. That's new. Dive into it, guys. Take the classes. They got a lot of ways to teach you TA. I am not a TA guy, and I'm not going to teach you TA because I think TA is a waste of time. I just use an Aurochs indicator, and it tells me when to buy, when to sell, use the monthly. So if you are trading, you're only trading a couple times a year. You're not going overboard. You're not taking up a lot of time. You still can spend time with your family. You can go on vacation. I went on vacation for almost 3 months, and the indicator stayed the same. So I didn't have to make any trades at all. Lex Luthor says, do you have numbers or data concerning how much the world follows the Shmita dogma? Well, anywhere that you can look at governments, and if there's a lot of Jewish people in the government or in their finance industry, I guarantee that they follow it. It's their religion. It's no different than sitting down and, for Christians to say grace at the table, or for the Muslims to, point towards Mecca and pray. It's no different, right? It's part of their religion. All right, guys, just over 1 hour. I'm going to start getting some interviews. The only problem is my interviews are going to be during the day because people work during the day, right? And they're available during the day. So I'm doubtful many people are going to stay up to 10 p.m. at night and want to come on the show. So I might have to do record it, play it. I'll just be in the chat. And then when it's done, we'll have a discussion. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. You guys are awesome. I will be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. my time. Cheers.